Hi, this is Rabbi Aharon again with your weekly attitude adjustment. This week I'm going to say something a little bit different than I normally do, but it still ties into what we've been talking about all along, about teshuvah, about tefillah, about hitbodedut, about emunah. This week, my Rav gave a shiur to his Rav, and his Rav gave a shiur that I listened to, and I cannot pass by the opportunity to pass it to you. At least I'm going to give you the upshot of what I think is most important because we only have 5 minutes and his shiur was an hour. A lot of times we think that we're just not good enough to do what needs to be done. It's a hard thing to do because we look at ourselves and say, I'm so far away. How can I ever get close? Now, as we've talked about, Hashem likes your words and He'll change them for you. Even if your Hebrew is not good enough, as it gets better, you'll improve. In the meantime, He's just glad to have you trying to communicate with Him, to be a part of Him again. So let's look at the way things are today. Today, we read about a sage of olden times who said, may Mashiach come soon, may the Messiah come soon, and may I not be here. Now, can you imagine a tzaddik, somebody who is holy, a righteous person, saying, may the Mashiach come, and may I not be here? Why would he say something like this? Because he knew what you and I were going to have to face in our lifetimes. He knew about Google. He knew about the internet. He knew about iPhones. He knew about all the distractions we would have in our life. And he wasn't sure necessarily that this was the kind of life that he could live and still be close to Hashem, which makes it so much more difficult for us because we do have these distractions. As a matter of fact, my Rav said just this week, and I'm going to share this with you, that you may go to shul and you may daven, and you may be for 70 minutes davening, and your mind is in the trees and in the birds. And one bracha you say with perfect kavona, perfect intent, the intent to reach Hashem, the intent to be close to Him. And that one prayer that you did is equivalent to 6 hours of hitbodedut by Avraham Avinu, Avraham, the first Jew. Can you imagine? Your one bracha is equivalent to what he did in 6 hours because he didn't have the distractions you have. He didn't have to worry about all the things you have to worry about and that I have to worry about. All the things that pull us away, that draw our attention to things that we don't need to be spending our time on. But we do. All of us do. So knowing this, we need to understand that we can be close to Hashem just by having the right type of intent, by trying to communicate with Him in hitbodedut, personal prayer, and doing the best we can in our prayers. Now, let's not take this to an extreme. Let's keep it in perspective. It doesn't mean you have a free ride or a free pass. None of us do. However, we have to keep in mind that when we do something wrong, we know that Hashem has rules. He set them forth. Most of us have read them at least once, but we can't remember them all. But we're working to do better in learning how to do them. So, in the meantime, we have to be aware of the fact that if we intentionally step on one of these rules, if we intentionally do an aveira, we do something wrong, we do something against what Hashem wants, we need to be aware at the time we do that of the logical consequences that will come up in the future. The fact that one day something happens to us and we say, what did I do? I've been so good. Yeah, you have been so good, and that's great. But the thing is, we do not get any tribulations without a prior transgression. Something was done wrong, and it needs to be corrected, and needs to be corrected in teshuvah, and we haven't apparently corrected it yet. So Hashem wants to jog our memory, remind us we still haven't done teshuvah for something that was very important, something that we should have taken care of a long time ago. And once we do that teshuvah, then the pain can go away. So, you see, what we need to do is be cognizant as we go through life what we do. Make sure that if we make a mistake, we do teshuvah for it immediately so we don't have to think about paying for it later on. And be aware of the consequences of everything we do, knowing that no matter what happens, we get paid back for it. There's perfect balance to the universe. If we do something good, we get paid back in kind. If we do something against Hashem, we also get paid back in kind. And I'll tell you something else. The good things come when we most need them, and the bad things come when they can do us the most harm. So be very careful out there. Be very joyous out there. As Rabbi Aharon says, mitzvah gadola liyot b'simcha tamid. It's a great mitzvah to live in joy always. And with that thought, let me say to you, Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos, have a great week ahead, and let's grow. If you have to ask the question, am I on the path? You're already on the path. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know, and we'll handle them next week. Be well. All the best.